Brian, Scott, Larry, Gail. Ray and Dan. Yeah. I said I was going to invite our staff guys up here, but that would just embarrass them. We know both these guys, you can't embarrass them. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm pleased to be here with the Speaker and our respected Finance Chair, Senator R-Celina and Representative Smith, to preview the capital budget, which will be introduced today in the Senate session at 1:30. With $2.6 billion, the investment in our state's local communities and state facilities is truly a win for Ohio. The capital budget allows us to invest in the maintenance and improvements in local communities around the state, from our roads to our schools, from economic development to addiction and recovery programs. We've not always been able to do this. It's important to recognize that this investment is possible because of Ohio's strong financial position. Ohio has one of the nation's strongest budgets, which allows us to make responsible investments in our most important infrastructure and public service needs. Since the capital budget ultimately reflects and impacts the state operating budget through GRF debt service, this bill is consistent with our commitment to restrain government spending and strategically targets dollars in ways that improve the lives of Ohioans. And I'd like to thank Governor Kasich for putting us on this path. And I'd like to thank Senator R-Celina for his leadership and careful shepherding of this process. I'd also like to thank the Speaker, my friend and partner, and Ryan Smith for their hard work in getting us to where we are today. We began working last year with our local governments and community leaders to identify which investments added the greatest value to our state, our cities, and our citizens. I'd like to recognize all of those local government and community leaders for being active partners as we build this bill from the ground up. We listened to their recommendations on what was most important regarding the quality of life in our hometowns. I'm also proud, as I mentioned, to have my friend and partner, Speaker Rosenberger, throughout this process as we discuss these priorities. This process has been very collaborative, and because of the early committed groundwork, we expect this bill by the end of the month for the governor to sign. The entire bill will be accessible later this afternoon, but I wanted to highlight for you a little bit about what this is about. First, it's about supporting our schools. Through $650 million being invested in local school construction, renovation, and maintenance at our primary and secondary facilities throughout the state through the Ohio School Facilities Commission. We're also investing more than $428 million in higher ed projects, with nearly $56 million more that will support projects benefiting the Ohio University system. I greatly appreciate the work of the Higher Ed Capital Bill Commission, which encouraged our higher ed leaders to work collaboratively on their recommendations to benefit all 37 Ohio Public University colleges. It's also about supporting our infrastructure needs. A substantial portion of the capital spending, $500 million, goes to local roads, bridges, water supplies, wastewater systems through the Public Works Commission. This includes $100 million to support the Clean Ohio program. $275 million will be invested in the preservation of Ohio's dams, parks, trails, waterways, and wildlife. We will be supporting our arts and local communities through what we call quality of life projects. Local leaders and advocates work with us in identifying the economic development and cultural projects and other quality of life items that will help have significant local and regional importance. And $160 million is included for these various projects to boost economic growth, cultural opportunities, and overall quality of life in our communities. Supporting Ohioans in need. It was also very important for us to invest in critical health and human services during the funding, and we are specifically increasing funding for youth services, developmental disabilities, mental health, addiction treatment, and women's health initiatives. Nearly $100 million will be directed to these efforts and projects. These investments will be instrumental to helping our neighbors most in need. I believe the Speaker will agree that we are incredibly proud of the plan that will go before Ohio Senate Finance Committee today. We are continuing to build on our commitment to invest in local communities, responsibly fund those investments, and to create opportunities for all Ohioans to succeed. Speaker,